Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Kings podcast with the great, big, beautiful dads. I'm here with Mike. What's up, Mike?
How's it going? Welcome back.
Thank you. Are you excited for tonight?
I'm very excited. I've got secondhand sadness for you because I know you're coming down off that high. So I'm excited to hear the recap. I can't wait to hear how the trip went, all the details. You did hit me with some sneak peeks throughout the trip, which I appreciated. But I'm ready to hear the full recap tonight.
Yes, I try not to give everything away to save some for the pod, but I'm going through the Disney blues. Oh, I have to say, overall, a fantastic trip, and I am grateful that we were able to do it. Should we just dive right in? I mean, is there anything more to say?
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Let's dive right in. So I went to Walt Disney World, Mike. I mean, I got back about a week ago. Still on a high, even though I've been back to reality for a while, but I want to start from the very beginning. You ready to buckle up? So Ian,
yes.
I talked about this in our Twas the Night Before Disney episodes. By the way, anyone who hasn't heard that, go listen to Mike's poem. It will be. He's basically Shakespeare and Robert Frost, and all wrapped into one with a beard.
It broke the internet. So if you haven't already heard,
it did. Yeah, you get off from under a rock and listen to it. So, as I mentioned, we flew in. We landed right around 9:00, and our plan, it was kind of a last minute change to our trip, and our plan, it was to sleep at the airport hotel at MCO. So we land at Terminal C, which is important because it's about like a 15-minute journey to the hotel, which is like between Terminal A and B. I don't know if anyone's been to MCO, you see the hotel rooms, that's where we were. So, we're dragging a little bit. We get our luggage and we get over to the hotel and we get to sleep, probably around 10:00. And our plan is the next day we're going to go and have a nice chill day at EPCOT. Okay. So first, never done that. Never slept in an airport hotel. It was a good experience. Another thing I've never done, and I texted you about this when it happened, Mike, I forgot an item at the baggage claim. So we had brought a booster seat for Fran because we were planning to take Ubers to and from Disney, and we forgot to get it in our exhaustion. Oh. So have you ever done this, or are you not an idiot?
I'm trying to think if I've had bags get lost, but I've never unintentionally left the bag. So this is I'm interested to see how it turned out.
It's a pretty stupid thing to do. So I woke up with a bolt at about 6:00 in the morning, somehow realizing we didn't have the booster seat. So I call JetBlue, shout out to JetBlue, baggage services. And I'm like, hey, what if I left something? And they said, you have to come back here and claim it. And I'm like, I'm sleeping in the airport right now, so I will be there in 15 minutes.
So worked out great.
And so, yeah, exactly. So I get up, shower, get dressed, and walk over, take the tram. It's literally a 15-minute walk each way. And I get there. The lady who was there was great. They have so much stuff that people leave there. It's so funny. I felt like I was the only dummy who ever did this. This happens constantly. There were multiple booster seats.
You left
exactly
your
like the
booster,
one.
Take your pick.
Yeah, exactly. She brought a bunch of them. I was like, I think it's this one. And so, so all that to say, I had 3,000 steps before my family woke up, and before
a little warm up round.
So exactly. We get up, we get our stuff together. We had packed our park bags the night before. We're not rope driving or anything. We're going for a chill day, and we get our stuff together, get an Uber, and head on over to Pop Century.
Yes.
Where we're staying for the trip to drop off our bags. First thing I'll say, the line to drop off the bags at Pop Century probably took 45 minutes. That was
really
kind of crazy. One of the longest lines.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So Sabine took one. My wife took one for the team. Went in that line. I went and got a little breakfast with Fran. Obviously, I got a Mickey cinnamon roll. I mean, how else can you
got to.
Absolutely. So when we pulled up, who do we see at Pop Century but Chip and Dale?
Wow. Okay.
So now there's this thing called the character caravans, I believe is what it's called. You can see there's like a bus that the characters come in, and they pop up at the hotel.
Yeah.
They were there, and we saw Daisy Duck.
That's awesome.
It was great. So that was a cool part. So we came back. We finally got the bags dropped off because it wasn't ready to check in. It was probably only 10:30 or something. So we say, let's hop on that Skyliner, and let's go. I mean, overall, I couldn't stop talking about how much I love the Skyliner.
I have a love affair with the Skyliner, and yeah, you're just reinforcing it even more. I'm thinking about it, and it's the best.
It's so amazing. I'm right there with you. It is so nice. It's so fast, especially if you go at a time when you don't have to wait a long time. There's no line. It's like you're there. It's boom, you're there. And it's a very pleasant ride. It's fun.
Yes.
Like, I just couldn't get over how much I loved it. So we're targeting, and I mentioned this on our last episode, our first Lightning Lane, Frozen Ever After.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Norway, middle of the park. So we come in the International Gateway, probably about 11 o'clock. And we have a little time. We talked about this last time. I said, should I go through the countries or up? And you said through the countries, which I agreed with. But we actually went the other way because we did have time, and we wanted to see if we could meet Asha, who is at the beginning of the World Showcase. Yep. We actually did miss her that time, but we made it over to Frozen Ever After in plenty of time. Nice. I'm telling you, that is a great first ride.
It sets the stage. I feel like that. I love that ride, but it's always a long wait. So the fact that you had it as a Lightning Lane and you kicked off your rides with that, you get like that adrenaline rush when they do the Let It Go drops, and you fly backwards.
Exactly.
It's great.
The biggest smile on my face the whole time. It was just like, we're in Disney World. It was such a we're here. Like, it's a quintessential Disney ride, even though it's on the newer side. But we were just it was a great way to start.
Did you? I think I mentioned this on the last one about the queue for Frozen Ever After. Did you notice the guy in the sauna?
So we got through so fast that we didn't even see it. I mean, I saw where it was, and I know where it is, but we didn't get to experience it. Yes.
I don't know the guy's name. I gotta look it up. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's the guy from the store in the movie, right? Yeah.
He's like, you.
Yeah, no, he's.
You can hear. It sounds like he's in there, like knocking on the window, and then
exactly.
It's great. Oh man, that's my favorite part.
So. We had a total blast on that ride, and it just really, I think, set the tone. It was awesome. So then we hit in Mexico. Wow. We hit the Grand Fiesta Tour with the 3 Caballeros. And my daughter, for those who have listened to her episode, she actually loves that movie. Have you ever even watched that?
A while ago, but they did like a They have like a show. It's either a show or they did like a reboot of it. But I haven't seen it in a long time. But that's a good one.
I haven't actually seen that show. I've seen that it exists on Disney Plus, but for some, I think it was just because we were going to Disney. I showed her the movie a while ago, and she it's a very odd. It's enjoyable, but it's a very odd movie. But she loves it, so she absolutely loved that ride, and we had a ball.
It's Donald Duck shenanigans, and he's being a goofball as he does. Yeah.
And you get to see, it's from 1945. It's like a time when Disney had budget cuts and people cuts because of World War II. Right. And they made a couple of those movies that were there were some live action parts, and they were clearly not as involved as a Snow White or Cinderella type movie. But anyway, so randomly she loves 3 Caballeros. So
that's awesome.
So that was great.
And that's like a walk right on ride all the time.
Walk on. Yeah. Absolutely. And I should back up to say we did have lightning lanes. We had lightning lanes every day. I can't go without it. I just can't.
You're hooked.
And
you're on the
I'm
juice.
hooked. I can't. I get every single pass. I get the multi-pass. I don't care. I get me through the line. Like, I can't be waiting. So, our first one was Frozen Ever After, and we also had Mission Space and Spaceship Earth. And so the plan was to sort of get to that middle of the park and work our way up if you're looking at the map, up the right side. We did not have one for Test Track. That was a tier 1. We had one for our second EPCOT day. So that was the one ride we're going to miss there. But
question on Mission Space. Do you go green or do you go orange?
Oh, let me get there. I have a whole thing about this. So after the 3 Caballeros, we see that Asha is there. And so we go back there. The line is short, and we got to meet Asha. She was great. Fran loved that. She really loved that movie, Wish, when it came out. So great one. And then we made our way up to Mission Space. And it is hot, by the way, at this time. I mean, the whole trip was quite hot. Every step counts, for us.
Absolutely.
You can't just be, crisscrossing and everything. So we go up to Mission Space, and I have to admit something. So when I was a kid and a teen, Mission Space was new in the time. Like, it came out during the time that I was going as a kid.
Yep.
And when it came out, I loved it. It was such a great ride. And I have to admit, as an adult, I've been scared to go on it because I just don't know how my old inner ears are going to react to the spinning. And I don't want it to be like, it's going to ruin my day and whatever. And it's like, oh, let's just go on the green. And listen, if somebody I know, like somebody from Rhode Island, saw me go onto green, I would never live it down. Like, no. But
green's no joke. So green is no joke either.
Yeah. So I've never done green because I just can't bring myself because of my toxic masculinity to, and just the fear that someone's going to see me go on it. But Fran really wants to do Mission Space.
Yep.
I get the lightning lane. And truly, she's 6 years old. I actually think she would do fine on the orange. But Sabine and I both said, like, why risk it? Let's just do the green. So I finally went on Mission Space green. This ride gets a lot of hate, I have to say. I really actually enjoyed it a lot.
It's intense. Orange is very intense. Like, this might be controversial, but I thought I was going to, stroke out when I did it. And I went on it as a kid, and I was like, I loved space. Like, I did all this stuff, and I was like, oh, I got to do it. Like, it's like, really, you're going to space. What it is like a full-on, centrifuge, spinny thing, but you're in a capsule, so you don't, it feels like you're actually taking off on a rocket ship. And it's the orange is very intense. I did it, and I'm, afraid to go back on orange, because I was like, I'm old now. I got to be careful. Like, I might have a stroke. Like, this is dangerous. And there's all sorts of warnings and everything when you're in line.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
you're like, that's not for me.
Like, come on, we're not that old. Psyching myself up, and I get on, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have a stroke at Disney World. In my 30s. It's not gonna be good. I just, and I'm not even prone to motion sickness, but as I've become elderly, I found at certain amusement park rides that are just total spin, rides like the Scrambler ride where you're spinning on two, and it's I love that ride, but if it goes on a little bit too long, I'm like, oh, I have to stop. And so that's pretty intense. So I'm like, I just don't know about the orange. So we went green. I have to say, I really enjoyed the green. We had our little mission to ourselves, and I don't know. It was a great ride. I wanted to do it again. We ended up doing it just once, but it was awesome. So shout out to Mission Space. I think it gets way too much hate. But I think it gets hate because it's too intense for a lot. It also is just underrated. Like, a lot of people don't even think about it as a legit option, but it's legit. It's legit.
I agree. No, I totally agree. So the other thing too is that this is getting to be midday. We're in 12. Maybe by the time we get off that, it's probably close to 1 o'clock, and it's hot. They have the little play space after Mission Space.
Yep.
and it's, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's indoors, and there's little, I don't know, like tech
Yes.
stations like that you can
Yep.
do, but there's just also like an indoor like play
Yes.
space, like indoor playground
Yep.
area. And Fran was like, I need to do that. And we were like, have
Yeah.
at it, kid. Like, she did it. She like made little friends in there. They were running
That's
around.
great.
She was probably in there for like half an hour, and we just chilled. Like, it was great.
Yeah, it's a good recharge moment, right? You're inside, you're cool,
Exactly.
in the AC. There's quite a few rides at Epcot too that have those like after ride areas.
Yes.
Spaceship Earth has a little area. Journey
Yes.
into Imagination. So there's quite a few at,
Yes.
and then I've taught the sea also, like a huge aquarium that you come out to after the Nemo ride. So like there's a bunch of spots within Epcot, if it's a super hot day, that you can just do that little relax, recharge, 20 minutes or whatever it is. So that's a great tip to parents, because it does make a difference for a kid, if they're running back and forth across Epcot in the heat and humidity of
Yes.
Florida.
No, it's true. Yeah, it was just that break, the mental break, the heat break that she needed. So she had a great time in there. It was a great thing. And the other thing is, our next Lightning Lane was a single pass for none other than Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Reunion.
Yes.
So when it was time for that Lightning Lane, we headed over there, and let me tell you, it's a top ride for all three of us. It is so amazing.
It's amazing. And I got the photo of you guys on the ride. Amazing. Well, I was blown away.
I have to say, my wife, Sabine, God love her, she enjoyed every ride, but she is terrified of every ride, and she is the absolute goat.
Oh my God.
Of ride
photos
photos
are the best. I feel like she's acting like does she practice those faces? Like, no. she's the best.
Let me tell you something. You think it's fun to go like on these rides with your children to see like the look on their faces? It is. There's nothing more fun than messing with my wife on these rides, because she doesn't know what's coming. She doesn't remember from like, she could ride something 5 times. She doesn't remember like what it was like. Incredible. And so every single time I mess with it, and was it that one, or there were a bunch where I'm like, there's no seatbelt on the ride, but as the ride's about to start, I'm like, you got your seatbelt on? You got your seatbelt on? She's like, what? Every time I get it. Oh, it's so good.
No.
Yeah, but without exception, the faces she has on those ride photos are just amazing.
They were some of the best ride photos I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. Just the best. So good.
So we rode that. We had an absolute blast. We all loved it. And then we head over we're right by Connections Cafe. It's going to be like 1:30, so we grab a little lunch there. I know it's Epcot. There's a million better places to eat, but we were just front of the park, so we got Connections Cafe. It was actually pretty. I got a chicken sandwich. It was pretty good. And then we headed over. We had a little time before Spaceship Earth Lightning Lane. We headed over to Club Cool. And I have to say, for Fran, this is the soda place. Okay.
Yep.
For Fran, Club Cool was a highlight. Like, of all the things we did in it, because we were coming back to Epcot with my sister and her family a couple of days later. Of all the things in Epcot, she's like, we need to come back here with Auntie.
It's funny that you say that, because my twins still, like, actually they brought up Club Cool yesterday in the car. They were just, and they don't drink soda. Like, they're not like, we don't give them like sugary drinks other than like maybe lemonade or, something like that here and there. And then they were like, do you remember Club Cool? Like, we got all Dad, do you remember the watermelon soda that we tried? I'm like, yeah, I remember. I was there.
We spent a lot of time over both days in Club Cool. I have to say, we liked it. And I put out a post on social media, Mike. I know you're not aware of this, but of the my rankings of the Club Cool sodas. Ooh. So you can check that out on my social channels, and you might see some surprises in there. You might, I don't know. I don't think many people would agree with me 1 to 8, but but yeah. So Club Cool was a highlight. Shout out to Club
Am
Cool.
I making this up, or is there a barbecue flavored soda at Club Cool? Okay.
There sure is. It's the one from China. Shout out to China.
Just throwing the barbecue in the soda. I like it.
Exactly. So then we hit Spaceship Earth. We had the Lightning Lane for that. And I said to Fran, I was like, okay, Fran, like, this is a very nostalgic ride for me, but like, you're going to be bored. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, it's just going to be a boring ride for you. She was like, okay. I lowered her expectations.
Yeah.
She loved it. She was like, that was
It's
so,
cool.
she's like, I don't know what words they're saying, but it was a great ride. I'm like, I should, you know, she's in
Yeah.
on Disney. Like, she gets it. Like,
And
so I shouldn't have said
they
that
also
to her,
like
but
added a little interactivity to it with the
yes,
screen in the seat, so you actually can
yes,
like, you know, as you're going back down to Earth, you actually like get your picture taken, and you get to pick on like some different things and options, and it like comes up with a little like, oh, here's what the future is going to look like. Here's what you care about, and that's cool because like the kids, when you're just going backwards down the tunnel, they're like, all right, what do we do now? You know, it's
right.
just the end of the ride, but they actually made it so that it was kind of engaging, which I thought was cool.
Exactly. Let's have some fun,
Yes,
Judi Dench. Shout out
Judy
to Judi
Dench,
Dench.
Dame Judy Dench,
Yeah.
she's a great
She's a
narrator.
dame and a half,
Yeah,
let me tell you.
yeah,
Yeah, she is. So, one thing I haven't been discussing here, and I'm just going to brag a little bit about how I'm a master of Disney right now. So, is obviously, as we've discussed on many episodes, once you use a lightning lane in multipass, you can book another
yep,
one, right? So, one thing I haven't said is that Fran became very fixated because I've told her about all the rides we're going to go on. The one that stuck out to her was, we're going to go upside down on Rock and Roller Coaster. So, and she kept asking, is Rock and Roller Coaster here? Is it here? And I'm like, it's in a different park. We're going there. It was actually for our last full day is when we were going there. We're going there. So she keeps asking about it. And even in the beginning of the day, I was like, you know what? Maybe we can sneak over. If we get a few things done at Epcot, we have a whole other day at Epcot coming. Maybe we can sneak over to Hollywood and get her on Rock and Roller Coaster. So I'm going to rewind back to Frozen Ever After. Once I use that lightning lane, I just check. Okay, what about Rock and Roller Coaster? Because really, we're not going to get tested.
yeah.
Those lightning lanes are already
Right.
gone, and we have it for the next day. We'll have a Soarin' lightning lane for the next Epcot day as well. Remy's lightning lanes are already gone for the day. So I'm like, at Epcot, there's nothing else we need a lightning lane for, really. All the other lines are going to be short. So I was like, you know what? Let's see Rock and Roller Coaster. Lo and behold, there's like a 4 o'clock return time.
Wow.
I grab it. I grab that one. I say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be at the front of the park. All right. Spaceship Earth's our last lightning lane. At that point, we're going to be at the front of the park. And I don't know if you even know this, Mike. Maybe you do. You can take a bus
Yes.
from the front of the park to Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So,
And it's short too. If you look on a map, they're like right next to each other. Epcot and Hollywood.
absolutely. I mean, they're connected by the Skyliner, right? But that's the back of the
Yep.
park at France. So, but they're super close to each other.
Yes.
So I'm like, you know what? Once we're done Spaceship Earth, see how we feel. If we're kind of dead, we'll just go back to the hotel, whatever. But like, maybe we'll hit Rock and Roller Coaster. So, sometime point at Club Cool, I'm like, or maybe it was after Spaceship Earth. I was like, okay, Fran, we could keep doing Epcot stuff and go back and swim, or we can hit Rock and Roller Coaster. She's like, let's go hit Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nice.
So we go, we leave Epcot, we take the bus, we head over. And I should back up and say, after Mission Space, I'm like, okay, well, we're going over to Hollywood. Let's see what other lightning lanes we got. Lo and behold, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, 4:30, right after
That's
Rock and
awesome.
Roller Coaster. And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
let's
there you
let's
go.
hit
Your
that.
afternoon is set now. You definitely
Exactly.
gotta lock it in.
And then after Spaceship Earth, I'm like, all right, well, the other ride at the front of the park is Tower of Terror. Fran said she's too scared to ride it. But I'm like, it's really the only other ride we would do. I'm not going to get, ones for Toy Story or Star Wars or anything. Like, that's going to be too far. We're trying to keep it chill. I see, there's a 5 o'clock for Tower of Terror. So I say, let's just get it. If we don't use it, we don't use it. But let's just get it, okay?
Walt was looking after you from heaven. He was
Exactly.
He was
I
like,
was in the
this
pond.
guy needs a break here. Get him on the trifecta of the right side of Hollywood Studios. I love it.
I couldn't believe my luck of like these three that are like right near each other, that like we all, and Tower was like, it just was like process of elimination. Like, I'm not going to get any other ones. Let me just grab it and whatever. So we head right over to Rock and Roller Coaster, and we had an amazing time on
That's
Rock and
awesome.
Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
It was one of our favorite rides for all of us. For Fran, her mind was blown. Like the fact of going upside down for her was just mind blowing. And I have a hot take about Rock and Roller Coaster. All right, it's a fantastic. It's one of my favorite rides. Truly, in some ways, maybe underrated. People are up in arms that the Aerosmith thing is going away and it's being taken over by Muppets. I don't know when the last time you went on that ride, Mike. And I'm a guy who's not super critical of stuff at Disney. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just am there. I got a smile on my face. Like, whatever. I'm going through the queue. I'm going through the thing. I'm like, this is the dustiest, like, most out of date, weird, like out of left field. Like, why is this Aerosmith? Like, Aerosmith was washed up 25 years ago when this ride came out. And you see the guys who are, again, washed up in 2002, whatever it is, and they're unrecognizable to what they are today.
They don't even look the same at
It's
all.
like, what? And there's all these, like, rock and roll, like, a Steppenwolf concert poster. I'm like, what is going on in this ride? This ride makes no sense at all.
Most people nowadays are not going to understand any of those references, and they were barely relevant when they launched Rock. I remember when Rock and Roller Coaster came out, and
Same.
It was like, yeah, you kind of knew who Aerosmith was. It was like right after the song from Armageddon Armageddon was out, and that song got big. But like, other than that, it's like, oh, yeah, it's like the songs from the 80s or the 70s are like, that's like classic rock. You're not really like jamming out to Aerosmith all the time. But totally, yeah, I agree. I'm not like, I think it was cool, but I'm not totally torn up that they're gonna retheme it. Like, I think. And Muppets makes sense since they got rid of Muppet 3D Vision. Like, you got to keep the Muppets. Like, everybody knows who the Muppets are, right? So, like, keep that IP going and put something fun in there. I think it makes sense.
I agree. I think it was one point where I was like, I don't understand why anybody is trying to like save this. And like, if you don't care about the Muppets, you don't like them, you think they could have done better, fine. That's fair enough. I don't really think about that. I kind of agree with you, Mike. Like, I do like the Muppets. I think it'll be great. But I don't know. Anyone who's up in arms about Aerosmith going away for this ride, I'm like, get over it. I don't know. This makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just the Aerosmith groupies that are bent out of shape.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah. So, but it's just a fantastic ride. So shout out to Rock and Roller Coaster. So we come off of there, and Fran is 6 years old. I was not ever gonna pressure her to go on a ride that she was just scared of. So I was very much at peace with, like, she's not getting on Tower of Terror. Might not be getting on Tower of Terror this trip. That's fine. She comes out. She sees Tower of Terror. She just went upside down on a ride. She is on an adrenaline high.
Yep.
She sees Tower of Terror. And I'm like, man, I know we said we didn't want to go on this, but like, if you want, we can go. And she was like, I want to go. And I was like, yes. I was like, I just so happened, Fran, to have a lightning lane. So we're in.
That's awesome.
So we bring over to into Tower of Terror. Again, she loved it. We all loved it. I think Sabine's soul left her body. She was so terrified. And of course, every 2 seconds, because she knows it's like a drop coming. Yep. So every 2 seconons, every time the thing moves, I'm like, oh, here it comes. Oh, no, sorry, never mind.
And it's randomized.
Got her every time.
You, not even when it's going to, like, she doesn't know that, but you didn't know either.
But like, we're going through when the elevator comes out and starts going forward, right?
Yeah.
The look on her face was so, she was so terrified. I'm like, here it comes. No, never mind. So,
that's great.
It was unbelievable. So we had a blast on that one. Fran loved it. We were on a high from that. So then I'm like, all right, we want to make this an early night, but guess what? I got one more lightning lane up our sleeves. It's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And they were like, yeah! So we head on down there, and we hit Mickey and Minnie's. That ride is so great.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Frozen Ever After for me, it was like, but I like Mickey and Minnie's even more. It's just like the smile on my face during that whole ride, and how they have you jerking around, how they have you through all the scenes, be able to look at all those things. I just love that ride so much.
It's a cool ride, and it's one of the trackless ones, and there's the goofy hijinks and all that stuff. It's fun. I really like that ride too. And that's like it is like a ride, but it's an all ages ride. Like, I took my
Yes.
2-year-old when he was 2 on that ride, and he loved it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, buddy, but your brothers are on Rise of the Resistance, so we're gonna go check out a ride. And it was like a short wait, and he loved it. So yeah, it's a
He
great
loved
ride.
it. Oh, that's awesome. So at that point, it's probably getting to be about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we grabbed a Mickey brownie on the way out of the park.
Nice.
And we went over to, and that was part of my plan, was that if we go to Hollywood by bus from Epcot and we stay in the front of the park, we're right near the Skyliner to get back to Pop Century. So that worked like a charm. We go back to Pop Century. Our room is obviously ready by now. I go grab the bags and we settle in. We see the pool, and as you know, my kids want to go swimming more than they want to do anything else at Disney. So we did want to, because our next day was big, so we did want to get her to bed at a reasonable time. But I said, if you want to swim for 5 minutes, we can swim. Yeah. We went out there. The pools are heated at Disney, and it's so nice. As soon as I got into that pool, I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, we can swim for 20 minutes. We don't have to do 5. Yeah. So we swam for a little while. We had a great little time, but we grabbed a little dinner at Pop Century, and,
nice.
and we went to bed.
That's awesome.
To recap, Mike, Frozen Ever After, 3 Caballeros. We met Asha. We hit Mission Space, hit the Play Space, Cosmic Rewind, Club Cool, Spaceship Earth, hopped over to Hollywood, Rock and Roller Coaster Tower, Terra Mickey and Minnie's, all lighting lanes, boom, boom, boom. Swam, sleep.
You did all of that with like not like a rope drop start, which is like super impressive. And also, I love the bus strategy to Hollywood Studios, because like Skyliner's amazing, and I would probably go Skyliner just because I wouldn't have like actually thought of doing the bus. But yeah, there's interpark buses between all the parks, and that's actually pretty smart because it's just right around the road. Whereas if you are taking Skyliner, if you look at a map of how Skyliner is, it kind of like zigzags over to Riviera, then back down to Caribbean Beach. Then you have to transfer at Caribbean Beach and go on to the other side to go over to Hollywood. So yeah, that's a great move, and that's one I wouldn't have thought of. So yeah, that's a good tip to those listening that kind of want to do some park hoppers and go from Epcot to Hollywood. If you want to go on the Skyliner, amazing. I highly recommend it. But yeah, that bus move, that's a pro move, Steve. I like that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And really what it came down to for us was we're at the front of the park. So it's like, do we do a 13-minute or whatever walk back to France to take the Skyliner, or do we just take the bus that's right here? So I think a lot of people don't even know or remember that there is a bus that you can take. So you'd have to wait for the bus, whereas middle of the day you don't have to wait for the Skyliner. So that, I think it really comes down to where you are in the park. But to know that there's that option is important. So that was our day one. So we knocked out a bunch on that day, and we had a blast.
Amazing. That great day. You lucked out with the trifecta there at Hollywood Studios. That's amazing. That alone made it worth it for the day, right?
Absolutely. So the next day, Mike, is one of the biggest marathons that you could ever possibly run at Walt Disney.
Okay.
We did Magic Kingdom all day and Mickey's Not So Scary.
Wow, yes.
At night. So this was our one Magic Kingdom day, and we were going to the Halloween party, and we decided we were going to make the most of it. So we did not rope drop, and I will say, the 4 days we spent in the parks, we didn't rope drop once.
Wow, okay. Yep.
I'm a rope drop guy. I love to rope drop, but I've mentioned my family's not rope droppers. And this day I was like, you know what? We're going to be there late. However late we stay, it's going to be late for Fran, right? So we didn't know how late she'd make it, but it's like, we can't get her up, make her rope drop, and keep her late.
Right.
She's going to burn out by mid-afternoon. But we said we're not going to go late to the park. We're going to get up, take our time, have breakfast, and then once we're ready, go. So we end up walking into the park like maybe just before 9:30.
Okay.
So not late by any stretch. And the way we had it set up is that my first Lightning Lane was the single pass for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yep.
Okay. We had one lined up for It's a Small World, which was my turn and burn at like nine
Yep.
something.
Yep.
And then we had Pirates at noon and Tiana's at 1. And so my thought is we kind of come in the center. And did I say I had Tron at like 10:30?
Ooh, okay.
So we come in the center, we do a couple of Fantasyland, make our way to Tomorrowland, and then we do have a crisscross because again, this is our one day, and we needed to get on Tiana's. We need to get on both Tron and Tiana's. Those are like our two big. This is what we need to do, and they're as far away as you can get in the park. Yeah. And so I knew that crisscross was coming, but we just had to do it. So we come in, we hit Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Again, a great way to start the day. Yeah. It's right there with the lightning lane, no wait, and we had a blast on that. We then see that Peter Pan is at a 35-minute wait. And we also have the lightning lane for Small World. So I say to Fran, do you want to wait for Peter Pan or do you want to just go on Small World and not wait? And she said, let's wait for Peter Pan. So first of all, another first. It was the first time I ever used the Play Disney app. And you've used this, right? Making Galaxy's Edge and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I never had it. But you can use it in the queue for Peter Pan. And you can like find things. The part of the queue is going through the kids' room, and you can find things in the room, and they ask you questions. Like there's a part where they're like, ask the people around you like what they want it to be when they grow up, and questions like that. It made the time fly by, and it was probably 20 minutes. It was not 35 minutes by any stretch.
Even that is like, even if it was 35, that's short for Peter Pan, right? Peter Pan's like always 45 plus, right? Like that's Absolutely. One of the most popular rides I would say at Magic Kingdom.
Definitely, always a super long wait. So we hit Peter Pan. I do love that ride. I think we had skipped it last time. We just couldn't fit it in, and so we it's been a little while since I rode it. So we love that ride. And then we did hit It's a Small World ride.
Nice.
So I burned that one. So then we headed over to towards Tomorrowland because now our Tron 10:30 is coming up. But as we're going there, we noticed Space Mountain's at a 10-minute wait.
Ooh.
So, but I see the 10-minute wait. I see people streaming in there, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna be 10 minutes. But I was like, I don't know. We looked out on Peter Pan. I was like, let's try to hit Space Mountain. If it's 10 minutes, then we're good. Well, it wasn't 10 minutes. Probably turned out to be about 30, which is a little disappointing. You know, they were pretty far off on that wait time. But it was, so we had a blast on Space Mountain. We loved it. And we still had plenty of time. When we get off Space Mountain, we head over to Tron. It's down.
Oh.
Okay. Tron is down. So we have the single pass. We're actually towards the end of our return window. And with single pass, they give you a lot of grace. But I go up to the cast member at Tron and I say, what's the story with this? We have our lightning lane. She says, come back anytime.
Yeah.
She was like, we're taking them late, like whatever. So we're like, you know what? I grabbed the lightning lane for Barnstormer, which is right there. If you go up that path. So Fran loves Barnstormer. So I'm like, let's hit Barnstormer and see where we're at. As we're walking up to Barnstormer, Tron comes back. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But we're already halfway to Barnstormer. We have the multi-pass. Like, let's just hit that. So we hit Barnstormer. It's a fun little thing. But after that, it's like 11:30, and I can tell like we're already now we're in for a long day. Right? And I can tell we're already
burning out a little bit.
So I say we're already like hungry. I'm tired. Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, you two park it here. I'm gonna run and find us food. So I ran and found just the stand right outside Storybook Circus for like pretzels and churros. I said, give me 2 pretzels and 2 churros. I bring them. I said, whoever wants these things, I got them. And whatever's not eaten, I'll eat the rest. So Fran ends up eating like a churro and a half. And she's 6 years old. I was like, just put pump food into you.
Sugar high. Let's go. Get the blood sugar up.
Exactly. So I mean, and it was like you gave Popeye spinach. Like she was ready. She pops right up. She was happy with that. And so we perked right up from there, and we're ready to go ride Tron Light Cycle Ride.
Yes.
And I will say, I think of all the rides I rode at Disney this time, because I think every time you go, you experience rides differently. Things
Yeah.
change. I don't think there's a ride that went higher on my list, like that jumped as much on my list than Tron. The first times I rode it, I was like, this is so short. Like, it's amazing, but like, I'd put so many in front of it because it's just so
Mm-hmm.
short. So it was probably like a top 20 ride for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
great ride, but nothing, not spectacular. It's a top ride for me now. I don't know why I thought it was. It is short. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's enough.
It's cool.
It is such an amazing experience.
And the setup kind of like feeds into it. Yeah. So like the ride portion is short, but the queue is really cool, and you get to like you come in from above and you can see what's going on, and you get that anticipation. And there's the lights and the music and the sound, and it's really cool. And then you do the lockers, so like you get it kind of like sets you in the mood even before, and so it makes the ride feel longer. Even though it's a quick quick roller coaster ride. And then another tip too. I don't know if you noticed this, but when Tron goes down, this happened to us like twice actually. When it goes down, they're usually pretty quick to get it back up, and you can tell when they're about to open it back up. So they'll be at the front of the line and they're like, no, it's down, it's down. But like the ride goes above the line. Like you can see it come outside.
Right.
And they run test runs through with one person on it. And it's a cast member. So they have two that go through with a person, and then they open up the ride. So like if you see an empty car go by, and then one with one guy and another with one guy, they're about to open the line. So that I picked up on that because it happened to us twice. And I was like, they were turning people away, and everyone was turning around. I'm like, hey guys, let's just hang out for a second. I want to see something. And then sure enough, another car went by with a cast member, and then the guy gets on the walkie-talkie in the ear, and he's like, okay, come on guys, it's open. And we just scooted right in, and the timing was perfect. So yeah, if you ever notice, and I'm giving away trade secrets here, but if you ever notice that, they run the empty car and then they run it like twice through with a one cast member on it as a test, and then you're golden.
We should start charging for this.
I know.
For tips like that. That's unbelievable. I had no idea about that. That's such a great tip. Wow.
But as soon as Bob hears this, when he listens to our podcast on a regular basis, he's going to change up the sequence. They're going to be sending it through with multiple people, so it looks like it's still being tested.
Exactly right.
I know Bob's a listener. Hi, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, we assume he listens, Bob. What's going on? Love what you're doing.
Keep up the good work.
Come be a guest. Keep up the good work. That's right. Yeah. So we ride Tron. We have a blast, but we're a little bit behind our schedule, and so I'm not a like we gotta do this at this time,
right.
blah blah blah. But we're now at a point where like if we want to make our Pirates Lightning Lane, then we have to go right there, and it is clear across the park, right? And we have to make the Pirates Lightning Lane because we have to ride Pirates. And then right after that is our Tiana's Lightning Lane, and that's like the number one ride that we're excited for on this trip. And then after that, we had actually a dining reservation. I took a page out of your book, Mike, and actually made dining reservations this time for sit-down meals at Skipper Canteen in Adventure. So we kind of had to keep to that for all those reasons. And so I'm like, I'm so sorry, but we have to hoof it clear across the park. It's 95 degrees, 92 degrees, whatever it was. I tried to avoid this, but like it is what it is. So we do that. We stop for cheeseburger spring rolls. So that was a nice little benefit. You got it. Fran loved those. Yeah. So then we make it over to, and again, we weren't late or anything, but we made it over to Pirates and checked the foot, still dirty foot, after all these years. So we had a great time. I love Pirates. You just got to do it when you're at Disney. I just felt like I'm home.
It's classic. It's one of those nostalgia rides that you're just like, oh, you gotta hit it every time.
Exactly.
Yep.
So then we head up. So now it's time to go on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And we hit the Lightning Lane for that, go through the queue. I love the queue for that. I don't know. Fran is just so into Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. She has been for most of her life, and it's made me really love it. And just to see, the story. I mean, I don't know. It's been out now a year. I don't know if I'm spoiling, but like the story is it's after the movie. She's a successful restaurateur,
Yep.
and you see there's like newspaper clippings of like the awards she's won and stuff in the queue, and it's just a really, and there's like a jazz, radio station playing, New Orleans. It's such a vibe to go over there. And on the way to Tiana's, I actually have to say, a New Orleans jazz band started just playing through Frontierland.
Oh, nice.
We stopped and watched them for a minute, and they asked for a volunteer from the audience to come like dance with them, and Fran was the little volunteer.
That's
she
awesome.
went up and danced with the lady singer, and so that was just again like such a magical Disney moment, right?
Yeah.
We were just eating that up. We loved
that's
that.
amazing.
So it just set us up for Tiana's, and it was so we ride Tiana's, and yeah, I think I don't know, and I felt the same way about Splash Mountain. The bang for your buck that you get from that ride, it's a long ride.
Yeah.
It's indoors, outdoors, the story.
Yep.
It's the thrill. There's like 4 big drops in that ride before the real drop, and like it is just such an amazing ride. Like it checks every box for me. It is just such an amazing ride. So
yeah, that's a great one.
I know it's not the most popular. I mean, people like it, I know, but it's not the most popular like favorite ride. But I don't know. I'm gonna get to my top 10. I got a new top 10.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
But it's Tiana's is just, shout out to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It is such an amazing ride. And after the ride, and this is something I forgot to mention. So last time we mentioned charging the magic bands. And Mike, this is something that I was updating you on hourly.
I was sweating for you. I didn't hear the resolution though.
So my magic band would not charge. It is dead.
No.
And it's now a week later. Let me check. I'm still have it plugged in, and it's still because I'm like, someday it'll wake up. It's still
you're gonna hear the
charging
one day.
Exactly. Someday. And I guess this can happen with this kind of battery. Like if it's been dead for long enough, it can never come out. I'm like, this Magic Band's not that old. We actually got it a year and a half ago. We went on the cruise. We got these Magic Bands. So I was kind of annoyed by that. I actually did bring that up to a cast member at Pop Century, and they didn't really say anything. But they were like, "Oh yeah, whatever." They said it'll still work. I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm a travel agent." But like this battery crapped out on me after like a year and a half. Like it's very annoying. But anyway, but I was still using it because it does work, but it doesn't do the vibrations. Lighting up. You can't wave to the statues. You don't get the little vibration. So I was like, I'm missing out here. And so I'm like, I need a souvenir from Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I want something. And none of the merch, this is another complaint I have. The merch on that ride is terrible.
Yeah.
It's all about the little critters in the ride, which is like, that's a great part of the ride. But I'm like, I'm not going to rep these critters. I want like a Tiana and Lewis and Naveen shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, like something. Yeah. And the merch is just lacking. But I did see one thing. It was a Magic Band with Lewis on it. And instead of Mickey, it's Lewis. And I was like, you got me on this one. And I bought that. So I have, where is it? Let me grab it. And for those who don't know, Lewis is the alligator who plays the trumpet in in Princess and the Frog. He features prominently in the ride.
Oh, nice. So I like that color scheme too. That's pretty cool.
It's nice, right? So it says Tiana's Bayou Adventure has Lewis playing the trumpet on it in the moonlight. So I was like, I can't resist.
Perfect.
This is my big souvenir from the trip was my Lewis Magic Band. So we had that. Fran got a couple of things, a couple of books actually. They have some little like Tiana's Bayou Adventure books and stuff. So that was great. So then it was time for Skipper Canteen, a sit down meal. And Mike, as you know, if I'm in a sit-down meal at Disney, I'm like jittery. I'm like, I could be on a million rides now. But I knew we're only halfway or less through the day right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a time to reset, time to have a good meal, and time to get out of the heat. So I hadn't been to Skipper Canteen ever before. We were gonna be right by Tiana. As I said, let's book Skipper Canteen for like 2:00, a late lunch.
Perfect.
It was the best meal I had on the trip. Have you been there, Mike?
I'm trying to. Where is it?
It's in Adventureland.
Is it near?
And it's like by the Jungle Cruise. It's kind of like a Jungle Cruise themed restaurant, sort of. And
Why am I blanking on where it is? I'm actually like
it's like
looking at the map right now.
You know where Swiss Family Treehouse
Yes.
is? It's like right there.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun restaurant.
Yeah.
When they seat you,
I haven't been to that one.
The whole bit is like you're on an adventure. You're like it's like you're in Jungle Cruise, and so the people when they seat you, they're like, there's this and that. Have you been with us before? Oh, okay. The bathroom's 10 miles down that way, down the river, stuff like that, and very casual about it, like very funny. So it's that kind of bit. I had swordfish with this it's like beans and stuff. I like fish and the swordfish. It was the best meal.
Wow.
Like I said, that I had.
Okay.
And shout out to also Steve, because he mentioned this on his Disney adult episode. I got the Kungaloosh beer, which is a Disney exclusive spiced beer. I guess it's supposed to be African inspired spiced beer.
Okay.
Delicious. Great beer. So the very good recommendation there. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, well, good. I'll have to try this because this is one that I have not been to, a sit-down restaurant that I have not been to. But I'm currently looking at the menu because now I'm interested, and it looks great. And I see that Kungaloosh spiced excursion ale. Ooh,
yes,
interesting.
It was really that between the swordfish and that, like it was a great meal. So I will say, Sabine had it's called something like Tastes Like Chicken because it is. So it was chicken. And she said hers was not great. So I will say that she didn't love hers. Fran had like mac and cheese and green beans, which she also said was like not awesome. So they were a little disappointed. I was like, was amazing. This was like a fantastic meal. So anyway, your mileage may vary on that one, but great atmosphere. If you're over on that side of the park, I definitely recommend it with the Kungaloosh. It was a great meal.
Nice.
So shout out to Skipper Canteen. So now we're getting to the Halloween party, Mike.
Okay.
And the deal with the Halloween party is that the party starts at 7. If you're in the park and you don't have a ticket for the Halloween party, you have to leave by 6, or they start kicking you out at 6. And you need a wristband, but you can, if you have a ticket to the party, you can get in starting at 4. Okay.
Yep.
So there's this period of 4 to 6 where you have both crowds in there.
Right.
But in order to do Halloween party stuff, you need a wristband. If you are inside the park, there's a couple of places where you can get a wristband, and then you can also get one right outside.
Ooh, so day of you can get in park. You can get a wristband.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
So I'm going to break this down a little bit. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you what happened here. So Fran, as I mentioned in the last episode, is obsessed with Jack Skellington in The Nightmare Before Christmas. You can meet Jack and Sally at Disney in the Town Square Theater, right at the front of Main Street. Yep. And it is the longest wait of anything. I
was just going to say,
Halloween party.
As we speak, as we record, it is currently the Not So Scary Halloween party, and Jack Skellington is a 50-minute wait right now.
And I can guarantee you it's much longer than that.
I believe
because 50 is nothing. So
that's longer than every ride right now.
Yeah.
All of the rides are less than that, including Tron. That's wild. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that must be the photo spot, the it thing to do.
It is the it thing. And I will say all the character meet and greets have long lines. None as long as that, but they all have long lines. So one of the places inside the park you can get the wristband is the Tortuga Tavern.
Yep.
And do you know where that? It's kind of by Pirates.
Yeah, right by Pirates. Yep.
So we get out of Skipper Canteen at maybe just before 3:30. You can get the wristband inside the park starting at 4 over in those in-park locations. And the other complication with this is that the people who are coming from outside the park, from the front gates, are much closer to Jack and Sally than you are at Tortuga Tavern. Right. They're right there, and you're 8 minutes away. So I said, we're going to be like the first people in line at Tortuga Tavern. We are going to get the wristband as soon as we can, and we are going to bust it over to Town Square and be the first people who got the in-park wristband to Jack and Sally.
Yep.
And I'll spoil a little bit to say we were the first people who were inside the park. Of the people who were inside the park, we were I think the first ones in line. I don't think a single person beat us from inside the park. Okay. We get there. There is actually one couple in line already there, but we get there, and Sabine was like, I don't care about any of this stuff. Like, you and Fran go see the Tiki Room and come back. So I was like, thanks again for taking me to the team, Sabine. Again, she's the GOAT. We went and saw your favorite Mike, the Tiki Room. Had a blast. We loved it. It is a great show. And then we head back over to Tortuga Tavern. And something I'll say about this trip, and it's particularly the Halloween party, the classic Disney efficiency and the know-how and the competence of the cast members was not 100%.
Okay.
And this was one where, like, when we first got to Tortuga Tavern, they didn't really know, like, where to tell us to stand.
Yeah.
And I guess they moved people they moved the line, and there was like chaos and stuff, and it was clear they didn't really know what they were supposed to be doing. This was the third Halloween party of the year, so it was one of the early ones. Yep. But I have to say, like, it was very, like, disorganized. So we got our wristbands a few minutes early, actually, and I'm like, we need to, like, run over there now, like, before. But they were like, stay here, like, don't go anywhere yet. We don't know yet. And I'm like, do I just, like, make a run for it? And she's like, don't get yourself, like, kicked out. Yeah. Like, don't break the rules. And I'm like, they're not even looking. Like, can I just go? But she won that one. I didn't make a run for it. She was probably right. Yeah. But again, it wasn't for any reason. It was just like they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was just a delay.
It was just delay for no reason.
Yep.
So I'm like, every second we wait, it's another 15, 20 minutes in line, right? It's like I'm dying waiting for it was probably like one whole minute that we had to wait, but I am dying for that minute. But the moment there was any indication they told us to go, I hoofed it. I did not run, but I hoofed it. I made a absolute beeline. I am pushing the stroller, right? But I am, like, weaving through people. I'm getting by slow walkers. And I am making the absolute straightest shot. Like, I'm pulling the stroller up to the parking. I'm like, Fran, jump out. And she, like, jumps out. I park the stroller, and we run over to Town Square. And nobody from Tortuga Tavern beat us. Nobody from Tomorrowland beat us. We were the first people there from inside the park.
Nice.
The only people who beat us were coming from outside the park. How long do you think we waited?
Ooh. It must have been a long wait, because if you're fighting against the outside of the park crowd, they're already there, right? Starting at 4. So yeah, you were probably a good at least 45 minutes to an hour.
2 hours.
Stop it.
2 hours.
Oh no, Steve. Wow.
So honestly, I did so much research on this, and I knew we weren't gonna be the first in line coming from inside the park. I knew that. Yeah. But I thought, if we are the very first people over there, and it's like, am I really gonna make my 6 year? Because you have to be there yourself to get the wristband, because they put it on you and they tighten it to your wrist so you can't share it around. Yeah. Right? So, am I gonna make my 6-year-old leave the Magic Kingdom at 2:45 so I can line up outside the park just so I can get to? I just can't do that. That was my plan. But as I get close, I'm like, I just can't do that. And I'm like, if I make it over there, maybe I can get a 35-minute wait for Jack and Sally. I beat a bunch of the people. As soon as we got in, the cast member there was like, someone asked right where I was, like, oh, how long from here? She's like, it's 90 minutes at least. And I was like, ugh. And she was wrong. It was almost exactly 2 hours from when we got there to when we met Jack and Sally.
That's tough.
So it's the longest I ever waited for anything at Disney World, for sure. Yeah. I can't even think of something that was that close of a second in my entire life. So it was not fun. We made it through, though. It was okay. And I will say, like, Fran is just so into meeting these characters. Yeah. And Jack Skellington is her, maybe other than Tiana, is just her favorite. She is just, right now, it's her thing. She met them for a minute. They were awesome. Like, they gave her the experience. And Jack Skellington, he's the first character I've ever seen like this. So he has a new costume, I guess, this year. He's in a full suit. It's not a face, not someone's real face, right? But he talks.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay. Yep. And his mouth moves. And it's not like a pre-recorded, like the Stormtroopers, have the pre-recorded things in Galaxy's Edge. No, it's a person in there talking. I've never seen that before.
Wow.
So that was really cool, actually. She had a great experience with them. It wasn't that long, but she loved it. And so, was it worth it? Absolutely not. Don't wait 2 hours for anything. To her, though, I think it was actually worth it. So, I would say if you're inside the park and you need to meet Jack and Sally, wait till the end of the night. Wait till the parade, like the second parade or something. Or leave the park and come in with the people coming from outside. That's your only chance. Your only chance to meet them with a short-ish wait. So we're out of there at like 6:00. We're out of Jack and Sally. We burned 2 hours waiting for them. So that was our Jack and Sally experience. And then we hit the Halloween party. My sister and her family are there by now. They're just like, they didn't go to Magic Kingdom that day, so they're running through rides right now. That's what they're all about. They're off doing something. So so we come out of Jack and Sally. We're like, okay, what do we do now? So as you know, Mike, I'm a Lightning Lane legend. I'm a master. I'm just grabbing Lightning Lanes as they come, even though I know we're not going to use it. And after like 6:30, 7:00. You can't use the Lightning Lanes for the Halloween party anyway, but I'm still just grabbing. I apparently had gotten a Lightning Lane for Magic Carpets of Aladdin, and it went down during our window. So I got an experience credit. Nice. Another first. It's never happened to me. So I got an experience credit, and we could use it. One of the rides we could use it on was Winnie the Pooh, and so we actually went over to Winnie the Pooh. We weren't able to hit that one in the morning, so we got that one. So that was awesome. So love that ride.
Great, another great one.
Then we go over. We're right there. We go over to Tomorrowland Speedway. Hit that one, and the ride's fine. And then we kind of make our way back towards Main Street where some Halloween stuff's happening. Like, we see Cruella DeVille yelling at people. She yells at us. It's very very funny. There's kind of villains around. It's kind of a cool atmosphere. But we see, like, Main Street, it's probably an hour, maybe 45 minutes before the first parade. And we see Main Street in the hub is getting very crowded. And we're like, if we need to get a good spot, we need to park it now. So, again, shout out to Sabine, the GOAT, takes one for the team.
That's awesome.
And is like, you guys go see stuff. I'm going to park it in safe spots here. And she was fine to just stop walking in.
Yeah.
So I was like, but that was the best. So we went over, and again, I want to say, like, another example of the disorganization. So one of the things you can do is trick or treat at this party, and when you trick or treat, you get like Twix and Twizzlers and regular candy, right? So there's spots all over the park. One of the spots is at the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor show. So the show's not happening, but you can go trick-or-treating there. So we're kind of near there where we were sitting. So we're like, okay, let's hit this, whatever. We go in there, and there's like this kind of a line. It's not like a hour-long line, but it's not like you just walk right in. There's like a line to get in. And as we're getting in, there's a cast member who's like, we're like going into the actual theater part, and she's like, make sure you take every available seat for the show. Take every available seat for the show. And I was like, wait, the show is happening? And she's like, yeah, the show is happening. And I was like, oh, well, we don't have time for the show. So I'm like, I'm sorry, Fran. Like, we can't do the show right now. Like, we're going to miss the parade if we do this. Like, we have to go. So I was like, oh, I just waited in this line. I thought it was candy. So I come out, and the cast member outside is like, no candy? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, the candy's there. You go through the show and there's candy. I'm like, but the show's happening. He said, no, it's not. I was like, what? I was like, they telling people in there the show's happening. He's like, there's no show. There's no show. It's just candy. I'm like, well, for crying out loud. Like, I'm not going to get back in line now and wait to get a Twix. You know what I mean? Like, so we just wasted this time because the cast member was just confused. It's like, what's going on? So it was frustrating. I was like, you guys need to get this down. Because I'm like, I'm just walking around like wasting my time now. So we did a lap to Monsters Inc. laugh floor, and then we come back to the with nothing to show for it. I ended up grabbing us a couple of Mickey ice cream bars to make us feel better. So that was okay. And then we met up with Sabine, and we went to see the parade. This parade is called the Boo to You parade. Okay.
Yep.
And the big thing with this parade, not the big thing, but one of the things is that the Headless Horseman leads the parade. The first thing you see is the Headless Horseman. So we see, okay, we're at the hub, right?
Yeah.
You know, in front of the castle at the hub in the Magic Kingdom, sort of on the right side, and the Headless Horseman comes. Apparently, the Headless Horseman actually cannot see, and the horse is
the horse is
actually a pretty cool thing. Yeah, yeah. I kind of just assumed the horseman was, but apparently he cannot see in there. So, so that's pretty cool. And so the Headless Horseman comes through. It's pretty eerie. And then the next thing that you see is a cast member who's like has a broom going and starting to clean stuff up because the parade's like 15 minutes away. And like, so the horseman comes, everyone kind of like claps. It's kind of this eerie, like it's a cool, like, oh, here it comes. And then the bubble completely bursts. Like there's now like 15 minutes. Like now people are allowed to like go back and forth across the hub. Like this cast member is going, and it was fun with that. I just mentioned that cast member because like people had clapped for the Headless Horseman. And then it's so odd that this cast member's going out to start sweeping. People start clapping for her.
Good job.
Like, it actually ruined it. I hate to be so negative about it, but like, I didn't get it. I was like, this is the parade? Like, we're now waiting 15 minutes for the parade to come from Frontierland to here. And we're just like now all like cleaning up from whatever that was. I'm like, what is going on? It actually ruined
They got to tighten that up a little bit. They can't be.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? The next thing we see is that, as you may have heard, it's the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. Did you ever watch the Goofy movie?
I did not, no.
It's a good movie. It's like, I watched it on the Disney Channel when I was a kid, I'm sure. People are obsessed with this movie as if it was like the biggest movie ever. I'm like, it's a good movie, whatever. Yeah. It's borderline TV movie to me. It's a good movie, whatever. But there's like a performance from the Goofy movie that comes through.
Okay.
But it like starts at so we didn't really see it because it just was Main Street. And I'm like, again, it was a moment of like, what is this?
Right.
What am I watching right now? And then the parade comes. The parade was very cool. Villains come by, and this haunted mansion guys with shovels who make like sparks on the street with the shovels, with this dancing and the songs happening and whatever. And you see all these villains come by and like Mickey and everybody else. It's a great parade. It's 15, 20 minutes long, and it was a great parade. I do love the parade. So no complaints about the sort of content of the parade. It was really great. So. But the sum of it all was like, for the first half hour of this thing, I'm like, what is going on? And then it's a cool parade. Okay, so that's my take on the parade. So after the parade, we meet up with my sister's family, and we ride Space Mountain completely in the dark.
Ooh.
Best experience of the whole thing.
That's cool.
It was amazing. I was like, yes, this is what I'm all about. And then we ride Tron. It's probably, it's still a wait, probably maybe 20, 25 minute wait, but that's nothing for Tron, obviously. So we ride that again. Boom, we had a great time. And the thing is, between waiting for Jack and Sally and waiting for the parade, for our bubble to kind of be burst in both of them, not really for Jack and Sally. It was a good experience. It was just too long of a wait. But Fran was like, I'm not waiting for anything else. I'm not meeting any of these characters. I'm not standing around to see the fireworks. I'm not standing around to see the castle show with it. She's like, I'm done. And I was too. I'm like, because for this, I was like, we spent the day in Magic Kingdom, do whatever you want. She's like, I'm not, she loves meeting characters. She's like, I'm not meeting, I want to do stuff. So I'm like, that's great. So as we're coming off Tron, we kind of see the fireworks. And so that was cool. The music's going. That was cool. Yep. We did do one trick-or-treat spot at Mickey's PhilharMagic. We went through and got a little thing of candy. Nice. And Donald was in his pumpkin costume in there, so that was fun to see, and so that was nice. And
they got him out of the got him out of the theater wall to hand out.
Exactly.
Hand out the candy.
exactly. They pulled him out of there, stuck a pumpkin on him. That's right.
Little
So yeah, we got the
Mickey's
candy.
PhilharMagic reference there.
And then we remember that this child has to eat dinner, even though she's had a lot of food. But so we go to Casey's Corner, get some hot dogs and corn dog nuggets. And we were like, all right, Fran, it's probably like 11 o'clock by now. It's late.
Yeah.
It's late, all these things have taken a while. And so we're like, Fran, should we go? Do you want to do one more thing? She's like, I want to do Tiana's one more time. And how can you say no to that? I'm like, let's go do it. So we're at Casey's Corner. We're not that far. We're sort of on that side. So we got a little walk over to, and Adventureland is dead right now. We actually passed by pirates, and there was this group of pirates outside the ride, like scheming and like planning together and doing a little show. That was cool. Very funny, actually. So there's these little atmospheric things that were very cool. We make it to Frontierland, and the moment we're about to cross the street to get to Tiana's, the second parade is starting.
Oh, wow.
It is we missed it by about 4 seconds being able to cross the street before the parade. So we have to stand there
and watch it again
through the entire parade again.
Oh no.
And I was like, Fran, we're going to have to stand here for 20 minutes watching the parade.
Oh,
do you want to do it just to go on Tiana's? And she said, yes. And I'm like, how can you say no to that? Right. Let's wait. Every minute goes by, it gets later. It was cool because different villains came by.
Oh, nice.
Like the Ursula came by, a Facilier from Prince and the Frog came by, so that was cool. But it was the same parade again. So we watched the parade twice. We go on Tiana's, have a blast. It was a great way to end the day. But we walked off that ride at 12:04 a.m. and we're in Frontierland.
Yeah,
the park is now closed because it closes at 12, and we have to make it all the way back to the bus to Pop Century. Yep. I don't think her head hit the pillow until like 1:45 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't talk about the latest she's ever stayed up by like several hours.
Yeah.
And I have to say, shout out to Fran, the biggest trooper. And one thing I'll just say is, like, if she had her wristband on, we couldn't get it off. I couldn't get mine off either. And we're back in the room, and we're like, she's not going to be able to sleep with this thing. It's just a little too tight. And we're like, we don't have scissors. We're trying everything to get this thing off. I'm like, we have to go walk to the front desk to see if they have scissors at 1:40 in the morning. And I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm so sorry. We have to walk. She's like, okay. She's tired. She's walking. She was the biggest trooper. She had the best time. She did not complain. A shout out to Fran. I was very proud of her. Very, very proud of her for how she dealt with that day. She was so positive, and so that's what makes it all worth it right there. Just to see your kids like rise to that moment, to just she appreciated.
That's a lot. That's a long day for a 6-year-old for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So she gets to sleep. So that's we're halfway through this trip, Mike.
Oh my gosh.
How much time do you have tonight? Any reactions so far?
That, I mean, now having heard your experience, I'm wondering if it was just kind of like early season jitters where they're just kind of working out the kinks. That may be the case, but yeah, I mean, that's one of the things where if I did it, it wouldn't be all of my kids because my little kids wouldn't be able to handle that, right? Like especially a late night like that. But maybe my twins could. They're 9 now, so they could probably handle a late night. But that would be kind of one where if we'd split the family a little bit, right? Like one parent would go back with the littles and get the little guys to bed, and then one would go to the Halloween party. That's probably how we would have to approach it. But like I've been leaving the park as people are coming in. It's definitely like I would say, you can probably confirm or deny this, but it feels like it's more of a Disney adult crowd than a kid.
I confirm.
Yeah.
I confirm.
Okay. That's what I got. And I was like, you know what, guys, like we'll have more fun doing this other stuff tomorrow. Like, let's go, get a swim in before bed and then, hang out at the pool and go to bed.
I mean, here's my recommendation. So you nailed it, Mike. Like, it's some Disney adults on their worst behavior. And nothing that egregious, but like somebody, my sister was on Carousel of Progress. Somebody like rushed the stage.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Somebody jumped off the People Mover apparently, and they shut down that ride. Not off like the edge, but like jumped out of the car on the People Mover. And you saw it around, nothing egregious. I don't want to say it's on their worst behavior. It could have been much worse. Don't get me wrong, but just like people trying to like cut the lines and stuff, like little things like that.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know.
The etiquette's gone.
But
the shenanigans.
Yeah, the etiquette's gone. And for the Magic Kingdom, it's like during the day, it's like everyone's in the same boat. Right. Everyone's with little kids with a stroller. Right. Like, it's not very much not that atmosphere. So that was it was a little different. Again, I don't want to say it was so bad, but it was just different, very different. Yep. And the other thing I'll say is what I would recommend. I don't think I would do the Halloween party again. And the reason is like every line for the things to do are the special parade shows, fireworks, the characters, and the atmosphere stuff. Well, for all of those things except for the atmosphere stuff, you're waiting forever. Yeah. Every character line, and we passed by a bunch of them. I said, "Oh, Mirabelle and Bruno are meeting over there. You want to do it?" Oh, the line's that's at least an hour. I saw that line. I'm like, that's an hour. Winnie the Pooh and all the friends in Halloween costumes. She loves meeting Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and all them. Do you want to meet them? Well, no. You look at the line. It's just like you can spend all your night in those lines. Yep. If that's worth it to you, go for it. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. All that's like. She's now obsessed with Stitch. We saw Stitch in his like Elvis costume in Tomorrowland. The line was just so. Anyway, it's a lot of waiting around for those things. Right. And the other thing that I just couldn't wrap my head around was the trick or treating. Yeah. Like every spot you see, there's a wait to do it, and it's like you're getting a shovel full of Twix. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love candy. Yeah. I'm at Disney World. Right. Why am I waiting in line to get a Twix? Right. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. I mean, and like part of it is you see, we saw Donald Duck in his costume. That was cool. If you're into that, great. That's part of it. Fine. For me, it's not doing it. Not really doing it for me. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. What I would recommend is what you've done, which is go during the day for the Halloween party and either call it an early night or hop to another park for the night. Or if you're into those things that we've talked about, then make it a chill day at the hotel and just go for the Halloween party and go to the Magic Kingdom a different day. Yeah. And make that your Magic Kingdom day. Don't expect to, do anything. And then the third option is if you want to just run through a bunch of rides that don't have any waits, and you don't care about the Halloween stuff, then actually it's a pretty good time to do it. Yeah. And that's what my sister's family did, and they had a blast. So anyway, that was my thoughts on the Halloween party. And yeah, just on the cast members, like, I don't know if it was like maybe the Disney College Program kids were like new then. I'd have to look at like what their schedule is. But I don't know. I do think it was like, early party jitters and getting things, but it's very un-Disney. Right. Very unlike Disney. Yeah, so, that was my Halloween.
They notoriously have the logistics like buttoned down, so it's surprising to hear that. But yeah, I could see it being an early season, kind of hiccup type of thing. But I think it's still tough when you're getting mixed messages. That's very un-Disney like, to your point.
It was. I never really experienced that. Yeah. So that was my Halloween experience. I don't foresee myself doing it again anytime soon, but I do know my Jack and Sally strategy. Do not copy my strategy. I think I already said what you should do, that my strategy I thought would work, and I executed it perfectly. Yeah. And it completely did not work. So do not do that.
Even best case scenario, you were in a 2 hour line.
2 hours. Oh, 2 hours. Oh. Yeah. So we're in bed at 2:00 in the morning. Tune in next week for the thrilling conclusion of my Walt Disney World trip recap here on the Magic Kings podcast. We'll see you next week.